really tame. Like I'd say like Belgian Moon has more bite than this does. Two points for 200 rooms. 1 point for every 5k board money. Or 3 points for each of your big fat rooms. Let's try this. Like, let's try this idea that, like, 5,000 is secretly worth a point to me. See if our brain can, like, analyze cost efficiency so well that we make that card make sense. You know? Hundig's Hut. So what are our bonuses here? So exit doors, square footage of utility rooms, number of square rooms, number of large rooms. Okay, so no one can place these downstairs, so that's why they're there. So do we pay like 3,000 to make a thing go downstairs? Or we pay 4,000 for this nook? This nook seems terrible. Now 6,000 for this hut is not the worst. It's not the worst. It makes us money, I suppose. I kind of don't hate the hut. It goes with large rooms. It doesn't go with square rooms. There's nothing obvious to use this wine cellar and armory on. There's no bonus for downstairs rooms. I don't have bonus for downstairs rooms. I don't have bonus for these kinds of rooms. Let's just go with this. I think it makes some amount of sense. Let's go right outside. Maybe I should have spun it so that the grate was facing down. Or not, actually, maybe. Because then we're going to, like, build in this direction and not interfere with something building in this direction. So, no, I think that's right. External entrances. That's an interesting idea. Okay, I'm pricing now. So who made it downstairs? This guy, this guy, everyone made it downstairs. Okay, so Except for me, everyone made it downstairs. So let's price up these rooms that these guys spent time working on. This thing is still dog shit. These things are still expensive, probably. Large room's worth more. I think this makes some sense. Try this. So what do I want? None of these really go with what I'm doing right now. I might go like hang a dining room off here. I might go... Oh, we could hang a cheese room off of here too. That's bonused. This bedroom is a pain in the ass. I could have reduced the price of that panic room because I think that panic room is like not buildable, actually. Now that I'm looking at, I think no one can actually build that panic room. But there's something to be said for like keeping rooms at least purchasable so I can make some money. I don't know. We're really gonna try to like be frugal in this round, I think. And see if I can really push this bonus points for having money thing. Like this panic room actually probably should have been at the bottom. Or like here. Because I really don't think anyone can make that. I can't make it. I think if you're in situations like this, you can't. Well, you can place this. Maybe you can place it like this. Didn't try. But it feels like this is maybe too long. No, maybe it's not. You actually may be wrong. Maybe you can hang it. Like, hang it off of here, you know? These guys are bloodthirsty for some downstairs rooms, dude. That's kind of interesting. I ended up with, like, kind of these cheaper ones, which I kind of sort of figured I wouldn't have the chance to buy. So I kind of want to hang this off of here, you know? And then we'll try to get some living rooms on this side. What was the room yellow got? Oh, cheese. Yeah. That's fine. Venus Grotto. Yeah, that's kind of cool looking. So what I want is this vestibule put on my dining room, but I can't imagine that that's going to be allowed. That being said, I do have 25K, so I can pay any price for that. So kind of our game plan now is that classic, like vestibule game plan. It's like the classic score 13 again, vestibule, fucking strat. I'm thinking Japanese whiskey for my Monday sipper. Japanese, eh? Yeah, I have that. I think that Yochi is okay. The struggle with Japanese is it's just so expensive to get the good stuff right now. That Yochi was okay. It wasn't my favorite. Again, right now I have this. I have this Grimross white, and it's just a wit. It's just a wit beer, a regular old wit beer. But kind of like I said when I tried it, is like it's not the best. Like it's very tame. It's kind of like a Belgian Moon probably has more bite than this, is what I said. Like it's very soft. Like it's very, very crushable, you know. In a meeting with the boss, that's very important. Very important. Really? This guy put the vestibule down at $1,000? Wow. Okay. I don't know what's happening, but I'm going to get a vestibule for $1,000. How do I want to do this? Like this, probably, right? Okay, and then I'm going to get an extra turn. What do I want to do with my extra turn? We want to be frugal. That's the theme of our play here. So I could get this Ona's Nook for free, but how the fuck do I make that work? It's free, but where does it go? Like we could do this, I guess, and try to hang a utility room off of here. There's some rooms that fit the bill for this. Okay, so that's what we're doing, I think. Okay, now I get a free stairs or hallway. Now, we don't have a way to go downstairs right now. Going off a Hundig's hut is not optimal, but we definitely don't want to hang it off the vestibule. So, we at least need a way to go downstairs somewheres. So let's make it off the Hundig's hut, which it loses us a point in sort of in theory, but it's okay. She gave me more work and then told me her kids asked her to buy a lake house so they could have their birthday parties on it. Excuse me, what? They are like 7. What the fuck? That's some spoiled ass shit. If they know that they can, well, either they don't know that mommy can't really afford that, or they know that mommy can really afford that, and that's fucked up. Like, they're spoiled as fuck, you know what I mean? She's rich. Nice. Nice. You know, like, I don't, like, what's his name? Oh, what's the guy's name? I keep forgetting the guy's name because he's not important to me. Kevin O'Leary. Kevin O'Leary, like, what he does with his kids is like, Like, he tries to, like, show them that, like, you have to earn your own stuff. Like, if he's flying somewhere, he'll fly, like, first class, and he'll put his kids in economy, and he'll be like, this is, like, your lesson for you to understand the value of, like, money and how money is freedom and stuff like that. And that seems, like, kind of fucked up, too. I don't know if I'd want to be, like, that harsh about it, but I think you need to teach your kids, like, the value of money if you're a rich person, you know? Okay, what situation are we in here? No food rooms for me. We have a coral cabinet, which is like just kind of value. Like, well, this is kind of like 5 points for $2,000, you know, good economics about it. We could spend more and get this laboratory, which is a large room, I suppose. And that would be worth 3 points in here for 8,000. But we can also get 5 points for 2,000 with this really cheap cabinet. And just hang it off the Hundig's hut, you know, and make money from completing this room. Now we got the bog, which, again, we like utility rooms with the bog. We could put the bog off the Hundig's hut as well, I suppose. But I think again, if the theme here is we're trying to be as economic as possible, this coral cabinet is 3 points. No, it's 5 points for $2,000, and we're gonna get 10,000 bucks from completing this room. You know, I think the economics are sound there. You know, we're literally hoarding cash. Okay, that's our strategy. And we'll see if our opponents realize that. Right now, I have the most points. I'm tied for square rooms. I have the most external entrances by far, and I'm tied for large rooms. And I have $32,000. Okay, so they don't even know right now that this money leftover bonus is gonna kick in, dude. Give me some fat stacks. Even if our castle looks like dog shit, okay, we're going to try to be most economical as possible and see how far we can push this bonus card. Yeah, but this, oh, hi. I don't know if you were here for this Yochi. It's a peated Japanese whiskey. You know, it was fine. It was a good, like, reasonable for the price I paid for it, but nothing outstanding, you know. And I think just like we're missing some age-stated Japanese products. Age-stated Japanese products are so expensive and so hard to come by right now. All you get is like this non-age statement stuff. And this is fine, but it just doesn't compete with stuff out of Scotland, really, you know. That's the problem right now, I think, in my personal opinion. Johnny Hill, how's it going? I have no idea how long ago you said that. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, I wasn't paying attention. All right, so now what have we got? We got the Hypnoposium, which I would love to buy, but I can't put it really anywhere. It says product of Japan, so I guess it's made elsewhere. Yeah, I think Hatazaki is not authentic Japanese whiskey, but I'm not 100% sure. I'd have to go check. This fungus room, again, not bad. I kind of want this a vault to put beside my nook. So that would be worth 3, 5, plus a bonus card. Now instead for 2,000, I could get 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 in theory. This is probably still worth it. And this puts us in for the room type here. Now this kind of cuts off the top of our castle, but I think this is probably still worth it. I must resolve these. Okay, so first we're going to resolve the bonus card. Food room bonus or 500s. So I have a 500 and a food room. And we're going to want to try to get more food rooms. So let's take food room bonus. Boom, that's big. Okay, and then we're going to resolve this. And we want food rooms again. Doesn't really matter what size food rooms. So let's go with small, maybe small ones. Because they're more likely to be down here, not be extravagant, I suppose. China room, pantry room, buttery. These are all fine for my purpose. Doesn't really matter. Boom. And since they're square rooms, they help with this, but they're not large rooms, so they're not going to be too contested. I don't know. I think that was still correct. We could have taken this fungus, but I kind of like what we did. So let's see, Hanozaki. Let's get a search going here. Where's the fucking search thing? I don't see the search thing, but maybe we can figure it out just by... This is Hatozaki, comes from the Keikyo distillery, and is not real Japanese whiskey. So either it's got Scotch blended into it, or something like that. It could be all Scotch, or it could be Scotch is blended into it. One of those things. It's got an agave taste to it. That's kind of funky. Maybe it's got tequila blended into it. You know, a little bit of mezcal in there. You're allowed to do that. You're allowed to do that in Canada. Very slight peat. Yeah, it could be like a lightly peated Scotch. I get to price the rooms. I kind of don't hate this lounge too. I want these food rooms. I have plenty of money, but this guy doesn't want my food rooms. This guy kind of wants my food rooms, but doesn't have a great place to put them. And this guy probably doesn't really want my food rooms. Sort of. I don't want to shuffle them too high up here, though, because I don't want to pay that much for them either. Let's just keep things roughly as they are. I think this is cool as it is. Like, I'm kind of hoping somebody goes for some of these, kind of like starting to more heavily get discounted utility rooms, because it's cheaper for them. I get lots of money, but I don't want to pay like 15 or 10,000 for these small food rooms. But I don't want them to be so cheap that other people buy them. You know, I want to, like, the food rooms are worth a lot to me. Because they're worth 2 plus 4 plus another 4. So, like, this food room is worth 10 to me. More or less. Pairs well with citrus zin. That's a thing that you can do. You have the, like, fucking pouch and you have whiskey. You know, it's not quite tobacco, but I guess you would definitely have certain flavors would pop for sure. Like, probably if you have a citrus pouch, then whatever the citrus in the whiskey, you probably will detect way less of that, and you'll detect something else instead. This guy bought my food room for 6,000. See, this guy bought the workshop for 10K at a discount. See, that's kind of what I wanted. So I'm only going to get the China room. It's not optimal. Who paid 6,000 for a little shit food room? This guy? Yeah, see, I kind of see why he wanted it, but it doesn't even seem worth it. I don't know. Whatever. The crypt. The buttery. The buttery. I want that buttery. Actually, it's worth 3 more. Again, food rooms are worth their printed amount 2. Plus, they're worth 3 for my cards. So that's 5. Plus, if I put them on the vestibule, they're worth another 4. That's 9. Plus, if the vestibule gets filled, they'll score again, which is 13. So this buttery is kind of worth 13 points to me, which is a lot. To be clear, last game I won with 126 points. So this would be 10% of my points from last game. Just this one little tile. Now, if we're being super economical, we could take the Hypnosium and get 4 points out of that for plus $1,000. That's like pretty cash efficient, this thing. And the lounge even is worth for $3,000, but 13 for 6, I think is, I mean, this is mathematically the most cash efficient one. It's positive, but you're not going to find a better conversion, I think, than this buttery, I think. And filling this vestibule is top priority. What's going on here? So I'm still winning in square footage of utility rooms. Second in square rooms. I'm still winning in external entrances. We're in the mix for time for these rooms. Okay, so Guy put the buttery all the way over here because he knows I want it. So he wants me to pay 10K for the buttery. But but he's still giving me the option to get plus $1,000 for 4 points on this Hypnosium. I don't think anyone else is going to pay 10k for this buttery. So I could like play the game a little bit and be like, hey, I'll just take this. And because no one's going to buy that. No one else is going to want to buy that at 10,000. The only other guy that even cares about these food rooms, he doesn't have enough money for that. Now, if I put this Hypnosium on my China room, I'll actually complete the China room and get another turn. So there's a world where I could take something else. This Crypt is worth 4 points. What else could we do? We could hang the Panic Room off of something. For 9,000, that'd be worth 3 plus a bonus card. Putting a bottomless pit down here is worth 4. I could just take $5,000 too. This Kaiju Yeager guy might even go for this discounted Panic Room. This discounted Panic Room is kind of looking pretty good, to be honest. It's 9,000 for 3 points in a bonus card plus 300 square footage in utility. It's not the worst. Ooh, he took the Singer. Does he have a hallway for it? That would make sense. Yeah, okay. That's good. That's a good, good play there. So I think there's no way we don't take this Hypnosium for plus 1,000 and just poke it in right here. I think that's a no-brainer. The question is, do I pay off this guy, give him 10,000 for the buttery that nobody else wants, or do I pay 6,000 for 5 points on a bottomless pit? This is 13. This is more cash efficient to buy the buttery. Now the Panic Room, I'll pay 9,000, get 3 points plus a bonus card, which is probably like 5 points. This is like 8 points. For 1,000 less. This is still the most cash efficient thing I can do, other than just taking $5,000 for, which is worth about 1.5 points. So I think we still do this, even though it's kind of just well priced. I think I guess the guy just priced his stuff really well, you know. I can't like fault him too much for that. Because it's worth so many points to me. The guy may or may not know that I have 3 extra points for food rooms in my hand. Probably not. But it's obvious I want it because I have this vestibule that's almost completed, and that's going to score a shit ton for me. We're going to be slamming. Now, he's kind of in the weird situation of he's got to take whatever the scraps are left here. I guess he could put this bottomless pit in. You know, why not? This guy's whole castle is a dungeon. It's all downstairs with no upstairs, which is kind of dog shit, right? Because like he's got bonus points for nature or outdoor rooms, he doesn't have any. He's got bonus points for activity rooms, he doesn't have any. That's why his points are so low, even though he's very focused on basement. He's not like taking advantage of like what these basement rooms really do. That's why he's literally like all the way and last by a lot. He did price that food room well though. You gotta give him that. Yeah, we could pour some of that, that Yochi. It is, can't remember what ppm this is. It's like, it's like 25 or 30 ppm or something like that. It's like Bamor tier ppm. It's not like super heavily peated. It thinks you're trying to say something else. Don't worry. Yeah, I had people really highly recommend this bottle or similar bottles from Nika. I wasn't like super duper impressed by it. Like I heard in the United States is actually like could be like $80 or $90 a bottle. I only paid like 70 Canadian. Um, and I think it's fair at that price. I wouldn't pay like 90 American for this. That seems way too expensive. Um, I don't know what you'll find it at. It's fine. It's not like crazy good. It's fine. Um, the thing is like, I think maybe this is a good price for Japanese whiskey in general, maybe. I don't know. But like when you compare this to like Scotch, it's, the value's not there. It's not nearly as good as like a same price Scotch, really. At least not off of the neck pour that I had. We're gonna try it in a Copita just to do something different, and maybe we'll get something more out of it. But last time obviously I did it in a Glencairn. Screw top, yeah. Japanese always do screw tops, man. That's like really normal, even in their expensive whiskeys. They kind of like are okay with that. Okay, what do we have come up here? We got the pizza oven. This pizza oven is so good for me. It's 1, 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. It should be 3 more than this though. No, 2, no. 2 more than that. So it should be 15. 4, 8, 9. Yeah, 15. 15 for this pizza oven. Guy's trying to get me to pay 10,000 for that. Of course he is. So instead, we could take this little room. We could take it a little tiny room. That's worth 2 points. That's almost free. I mean, I think I still have to take the pizza oven, right? Like, we could put the little room right beside the buttery. You know? But I think this is probably it. Because watch how many points we're going to score right now. Watch this. As soon as I press this, I'm at 42. Let's see what happens. 67. I mean, it's pretty fucking good. Scored 25 points on that. Total. How long does the game typically last? Well, strictly the way the game works is there's this deck of cards, and once it runs out, so basically this deck flips a card over. So This is the other side of the card. It says a 200 room. So you go to the stack of 200 rooms, and then that one comes into the rooms available for play. And when this deck runs out, that's the end of the game. On BGA, it says a 4-player game will last roughly an hour. Probably last longer in real life. It kind of depends. Like, if you play bedrooms, then you add tiles to the top of this deck, so it takes longer. But on this client, give or take an hour, I suppose. I've already played 2 games today, and I started to stream at like 11, 20 after 11, I think. So that was 3 hours ago, and I did an energy drink. So yeah, like an hour and then some. Someone finally bought that panic room. I'm gonna let this Yoshi kind of just chill for a minute, but very fruity. You get a little bit of that smoke, but it's almost a sooty kind of smoke. We still have this wit beer, so. Okay, so what do we have here? We don't need food rooms necessarily anymore. They just have to be cost effective. This observatory would not be bad to put on our pizza oven. Putting a food room next to another food room up here would be not terrible too. But that's not an option. We got a laundry room. We got this coral cabinet we could just put stuff next to. Let's see how we priced things. So porch, this wants to go beside bedroom. So I could put a porch next to the hypnosium. That'd be like 2 points for 1,000. Observatory would be 3, 6 to hang it off of here for 8,000. So this is probably still worth the money, right? We could get this billiards room and hang it off the buttery for 3 points for 1,000. So this is better, but we can get $10,000 out of completing this porch. So that kind of like sort of makes the value easier. Getting this billiard room completed is probably unlikely. 3. This is not for me. This Rose Terrace is very unlikely to be for me. We could pay big bucks for a laundry room, but I'm not into that. So what do I want? I want this observatory. We're like wasting all our money, but I think at 3, 6 points, this still makes the most sense. 6 for 8. We could save money, but like again, 5,000 is only worth a point and a half, even with the card. So we're gonna do this, and we'll complete the pizza oven. Now our observatory is uncompletable this way. That might just be how it is. You know, we might just have to be okay with that. We're probably not completing it anyways. Now we get to take another turn. So I think 1,000 for this porch. It's not the worst. We could complete a bedroom and put food rooms on top. Billiards is 3 points for 1,000. So this is 2 points for 1,000 with a chance to do more. I think this makes the most sense here. We'll just plunk it right here. And that completes our bedroom, which means we can go searching for some food rooms. We know there's we know there's no more food rooms to be had in the 100 and probably unlikely in the 200. So let's go fishing in the 300 for food rooms. And here we are. Kitchen. Let's put the kitchen on top. What else can we do? This one is for utility rooms. Let's just throw that on there too. Boom, boom. Seems good. Get some food rooms in the mix. Now I'm actually poor though. I was doing so well with my cost efficient strategy. At first I had like $36,000 and slowly I spent it all. But I am winning by a lot. And I think I'm winning by more than it looks like. Because this card scores 6 points, and this card scores 12 points. And we have this money card, which we were kind of trying to play with, and it's not worth shit. So it's probably bad. Like, this is probably a card you're probably not supposed to take. But I wanted to just see how it went, and, like, the more money I had, the less I could justify hoarding money, because this only makes my money worth 1 more point per 5,000. So money being worth 1.5 when you can spend like $3,000 and get like 5 more points, it doesn't make any sense. So probably you shouldn't take this bonus card when you play this game. This is probably a like what do you call it, a bait. You probably shouldn't take this. So I get to price the rooms. So I got some food rooms that I want, but there's also some high value utility rooms here, like Cubby. Cubby's kind of nice because it goes like anywheres. I'm okay with having this Rose Temple kind of float around in here. Let's, you know, I'd rather someone take this than that. How much is this kitchen worth to me? 3, 6, 7. This is only worth 7 to me. This is fine. I think that's fine, you know. How are we doing here? Tied for first on utility room, square footage, first in square rooms. We got passed in external entrances, but that's okay. And we're like, you know, in the mix here for large rooms. You know, I think we're doing just fine. We're doing just fine. This vestibule thing is pretty nice, you know, it just scores lots of points. Never really got anything in the basement, but that's alright. Scored 8,000 for that guy buying a Cubby. Maybe I should have upcharged a little bit more on the Cubby. I don't know. Maybe it should have been like laundry, Cubby, locker. But I kind of wanted to leave these bigger square footage ones up here. Because square footage is what matters for the bonus points. And the Cubby, while it's easy to fit in somewhere, it has not very much square footage. How are we doing here? Okay, this guy's finding some... Green's finding some activity rooms at least, so he can bonus, but... You know, this is still a rough situation for him. Yeah, those kind of gotta kind of a cacophony of things going on. Kind of a little bit disjointed. Our friend here is daisy chaining large activity rooms, which is not bad because they score a lot of points as long as you don't like put them next to things that are noise. You know, the noise he cares about here, and he's got some bonuses from his armory, so things are going well for him. Actually, the sunroom is not the worst here as well. You know, this guy's got activity rooms, large activity rooms, so he helps him with large rooms. I guess that's why he's scoring pretty reasonably. What did our friend take? Oh, he took the Rose Temple or Terrace. Okay. I mean, it's a big room. 5 points. You know, there's something efficient about like paying 4,000 for 5 points. It's like not the worst, right? Even if you don't like do anything with it. Unfortunate, like this guy's hallway could not be used for this because it kind of bogged it down with like weird placement of this billiards room. What do I think that orange is going to do? Let's do a thought experiment. What do we think orange is going to do? I think orange... Okay, he took this the scullery and put it here because food rooms aren't penalized for the orchestra. Okay. So, I mean, it's 3 points for 2,000, I think. What did he pay? Yeah, that's a pretty reasonable value, I suppose. So, we're going to pay 6 and get 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 points, which is quite a bit nicer, I suppose. We can't do it that way. We gotta, like, stick the butt into it and end in like that. So now we're going to get a bonus turn, and we can pay 5,000 or 1,000 for this 5-point pink cabinet. That's just pretty reasonable, right? 5 points for $1,000. Just daisy chain it off this coral cabinet. There's some world where we could just put a bunch of little small rooms beside this coral cabinet and just score 5 again. It's not the, you know, it's possible. It's quite possible, you know. Alright, so our friend Yellow put a bunch of large rooms in the pot here. We got, what is this? Audience room. And we got a stable. Good sign. These are not things that I really want. They do contribute to large rooms, though. 9-pin alley is probably more where I am. We could put the 9-pin in a few places, I suppose. Just like finishing this porch and getting the $10,000 is not the worst, eh? Like you could put a garden here and score 2, but it's like, you know, whatever. You might as well put the 9-pin score 5, you know. Okay. This is again one of these situations where this is 1,000 coins for 5 points. Like, if you can just put that in, it's pretty efficient. But like, it even almost makes sense for me to take this, you know what I mean? 1,000 coins for 5 points. I was ready to pay, you know, 4,000 coins for 5 points. What about 1,000, you know? I actually just don't know if the stable can really fit under my porch. I could put it up to the coral cabinet though, like why not? Kind of makes it a little harder. But, you know, why not? I get the feeling that someone's gonna that this stable is gonna be taken. I mean, yeah, like he can put it here even. Oh, he wants the laundry room. Okay. So what do we do? I don't need the dungeon. The dungeon is really good for green. So that's probably why you put it up here, because no one else is going to want to pay 10,000 for this. But this is worth what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 to him. See, it's worth a lot to green. But if this guy scores 13 points, that's fine. He's so behind that it doesn't matter. So what do I do? And this guy's popping off. What happened? Oh, he completed a food room with the laundry room, so he's going to go again. He's pretty poor, though. He could still take this stable and put it here, I think. Yeah, that's pretty good for him. He's already caught up to me now. So what do I do? We could take this audience room and stick it out here for 7 points. For 6,000. That's probably worth. I don't think I'm paying this much for a locker room. Even though it would put me... Well, I mean, let's think about this for a second. What's the difference between first and second? 4 points. So this is what? This is like 3 plus a bonus card, which is like maybe about like 4 points. That's like 7 plus 4 points. So that's like 11 for this locker. It's going to cost me 1,400, or I could pay 6 for 7 points plus 10,000. This will help me with external entrances. This will help me with large rooms as well. I think this makes the most sense. Just spin it this way. Boom, boom. Excellent. Now, Bad Dad Rules is going to take that dungeon and be happy with his gajillion points that provides him, but he's just so far behind at this point that even 13 points is nothing we have to be worried about, really. Okay, Great Hall, office, strategy room. So completing this audience room, what can I put beside that? Like, probably just ends up being a hallway, right? So that loses 2 points, but it gets me 5 points. So it's like plus 3 points for a hallway. It's not great. This is the last round. Okay. So obviously this locker is something that's on my mind. It's still expensive. Because this locker puts me in first here on square footage. Plus it gets me a bonus card. So like 3 and 4 for first place here. 7. Plus a bonus card, like 3 or 4 points. That's like 10 points for this. For 12. Where would I put it? I don't know if I can put it anywhere that's relevant. It'll end up like beside this observatory or something where it doesn't really score me anything. What's the alternative here? Like I could take this 9 pin and that's worth 5. Like I pay 2 points to take this instead of taking office. And the office, say I put it somewhere where it doesn't get negative points anywhere. Like I don't know if can I even do that. I guess I can put it off of the audience room. And that's 4. There's just no way it's not the locker room. I think this just makes sense. It's not going to go anywhere that matters, but the square footage on the like global bonus is very relevant. So 2 points for each of my 300 rooms. That's worth what? 2, 4, 6, 8. Like this is already worth 8 points. Like this is pretty damn fucking good. That was huge. Like that's like 20 points or something. Yeah, so I think even though we deliberately tried to make leftover money bonus make sense, this is a trap. This card is a trap. And I was pretty sure I already knew it was a trap. But sometimes you want to just try stuff to see. And there's no way I could mentally math a world where it makes sense to hoard the money. You know, it's always worth more points to spend your money, even when you're buying stuff that's at the fucking way end. This cost me 12,000, and it was worth like 20 points. You know, there's no way I want to save 10,000 for 3 points, right? I just could not find that to make sense. Rip off, yeah. Well, it was worth. So I think in the future, I'll probably never ever take this bonus card. But I wanted to try it and see if I could make it make sense. And at the first, I was buying very frugally. I was saving so much money. And later in the game, it still doesn't make any fucking sense to have to use this thing. I should have taken, I don't know what my other option was. It was like large rooms or something like that. I don't know. Can't remember. All right, so we finished out Grimmoss White with beer. This thing, it was fine. Wouldn't particularly chase this again. Like you could buy a Belgian moon and that would be probably cheaper and better. So again, we have this Yochi again, which we've been sitting for a little bit. And we're trying it in a Copita just to see. It's still on the fruity and malty side, and the peat really presents as like soot, like really black and sooty. There we go. Big score. Bang bang. Bang bang. This means I won 2 games in a row. That's what that means, in case you don't know why it says bang bang on the screen.
Bang bang.
So yeah. Nice. 153, that's a fucking score right there. Nice.